Welcome to the deep dive.
Glad to be here.
Today we're diving into Clifton's StrengthsFinder 2.0.
Yeah.
All about, if you're listening, you're probably already interested in this stuff, right?
Right.
Personal development, maximizing your potential.
Hmm.
But this one kind of flips the script a little bit.
Yeah.
Instead of saying like, oh, here's your weaknesses, fix them. It's
Yeah.
like, no, actually, let's figure out what you're naturally good at and amplify that.
Yeah, lean into it.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about talent versus investment, these 34 unique themes that the book lays out,
Hmm.
and why StrengthsFinder 2.0 is more than just a personality quiz.
It's so interesting how much we're told to,
Oh, yeah.
improve our weaknesses. But this book completely challenges that.
Uh-huh.
It argues that focusing on your strengths is a much more effective path to success and fulfillment.
It's so ingrained in us, though. Like, I remember,
Yeah.
wanting to be the next Michael Jordan, like practicing basketball like crazy, never quite got there.
Of course.
It makes you wonder, like, what talents was I neglecting while I was chasing that dream?
That's the trap. Even the Rudy story,
Oh, yeah.
inspiring as it is, kind of makes us think that overcoming those deficits is like the only path to success.
Right.
What if Rudy's talents were totally elsewhere?
Yeah.
Like, what if he could have achieved even more by focusing on those?
Okay, so constantly trying to fix our weaknesses might not be the answer, but how do we figure out where our strengths lie?
Well, this book introduces this idea of a strength zone,
Okay.
which is where you operate at your peak performance using those natural talents.
Okay.
And the research is kind of mind-blowing. Gallup found that 85% of people don't get to use their strengths at work.
85%.
Yeah.
That's a lot of untapped potential. Like, what kind of impact does that have on people?
It's not just about feeling blah at work.
Right.
The book cites all this Gallup research that shows that people who aren't in their strength zone are 6 times less likely to be engaged at work.
Wow.
They have more negative interactions. They experience higher levels of stress, burnout.
Yeah.
And it's not just work,
Right.
right? Think about the ripple effects on relationships, overall well-being.
Yeah, so it's about way more than just job satisfaction.
Absolutely.
So it sounds like finding and utilizing your strengths can have a profound impact on your entire life. But how do we actually identify these strengths? Is that where this StrengthsFinder assessment comes in?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
StrengthsFinder helps you pinpoint your top 5 talent themes.
Okay.
And it's key to understand we're talking about talents, not skills.
Okay.
Skills can be learned, right?
Yeah.
But talents are more like your ingrained patterns of thinking, feeling, behaving.
So it's about understanding your natural wiring,
Absolutely.
those inherent abilities that make you you.
Yes.
What's the assessment like?
So it's based on decades of research by Gallup,
Okay.
where they analyzed millions of people to identify these 34 common talent themes.
Wow.
The assessment itself is timed, so only 20 seconds per question,
Oh, wow.
to capture your gut reactions, those instinctive responses that reveal your true talents.
Interesting. So no time for like overthinking it, second guessing.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
just got to go with your gut.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get your top 5 talents, but then what? Does the book just kind of leave you hanging with the list?
Absolutely not. It dives into what it calls the strengths equation,
Okay.
which is strength equals talent multiplied by investment. This means that even a little effort can yield huge results when you focus on your natural talents. Think back to the Rudy example. High investment but low talent equals kind of a limited outcome.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So it's not just about knowing your talents, it's about actively investing in them. Okay, this is making me think. Are there areas where I've been putting effort into things that maybe don't come as naturally? Like maybe I should be focusing on the things that I'm kind of like a 5 out of 5 in talent, but haven't invested enough. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, I've heard there's a difference between the original StrengthsFinder and StrengthsFinder 2.0.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
There's a big difference.
Okay.
StrengthsFinder 2.0 goes beyond just simply identifying your talents.
Okay.
It offers a deeper understanding of how your talents uniquely manifest through something called Strengths Insights.
Strengths Insights. Okay, now that sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
What exactly are those, and how do they differ from the original StrengthsFinder?
Imagine 2 people both having learner in their top 5.
Okay.
The original StrengthsFinder gave them a general description of what it means to be a learner.
Right.
But StrengthsFinder 2.0, with its over 5,000 Strengths Insights, gives you a personalized breakdown.
Hold on. 5,000? That's a lot of insights. So it's not just about being a learner, it's about understanding the nuances of how you specifically express that talent.
Precise. Okay. StrengthsFinder 2.0 reveals what makes your learner talent unique compared to millions of others. It's about understanding those subtle differences and how they can be leveraged for maximum impact.
So it's less about labeling you and more about giving you a personalized roadmap.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's starting to paint a clearer picture. Like it's like getting this custom-tailored guide based on your unique strengths. But how do we translate this self-discovery into real-world action?
That's the key, right?
Yeah.
Knowledge without action is like having a Ferrari and leaving it in the garage. The book emphasizes that StrengthsFinder 2.0 is all about application.
Okay.
It even comes with a detailed action planning guide based on your results.
So it's not just about taking a test and getting a report. It's about having a clear plan for turning those insights into real, tangible growth.
Exactly.
Okay, what does this action plan look like?
It's super comprehensive. It goes beyond just listing your talents. It provides personalized insights, actionable steps, and even prompts for self-reflection. Think of it as like a coach in book form, guiding you toward leveraging your strengths.
Okay, so it's like having that personalized roadmap for success tailored to your unique strengths and aspirations. And it sounds like it goes beyond just personal growth.
Yeah.
It can help you excel in your career, relationships as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the book emphasizes that sharing your plan with others is crucial for accountability and support. Imagine talking to your boss about your strengths and how you can contribute even more effectively.
Yeah.
It shifts the conversation from, here are my weaknesses, to here's how I can really shine.
I love that shift in perspective.
Yeah,
It's about moving away from that deficit-based mindset to a strength-based approach.
totally.
And it sounds like StrengthsFinder 2.0 provides the tools and the insights to make that shift a reality. I'm feeling pretty fired up to dive deeper into these 34 talent themes and explore what insights this book holds.
Yeah.
Before we jump into the nitty-gritty of those talents, though, are there any other crucial points that we should touch on in this first part of our deep dive? Any big takeaways that you think listeners should be mulling over?
Welcome back to the deep dive.
Now, let's unpack those 34 talent themes.
Yeah.
Like we said before, these aren't labels. They're more like
Right.
starting points for understanding how you naturally operate.
Absolutely.
So instead of boxing ourselves in,
Yeah.
these themes help us recognize those recurring patterns and see how they contribute to our strengths. I'm curious how these themes would play out in a real-world setting. Like, can you give us some examples?
Absolutely. So imagine someone with achiever in their top 5.
Okay.
They thrive on accomplishing goals. They're constantly setting the bar high for themselves and pushing those around them to excel as well.
Okay.
They're the ones who are always striving to reach that next milestone, driven by a sense of accomplishment.
I can see how that could be, like, motivating, but maybe also a little bit intimidating.
Right, right.
Now, what about someone with activator as a dominant talent?
Oh, they're the ones who can't sit still.
Okay.
They're all about taking action,
Yeah.
turning ideas into reality and getting things moving. They might not be the ones who meticulously plan every little detail, but they're definitely the ones who get the ball rolling
Uh-huh.
and inspire others to jump on board.
That's fascinating. So you've got, like, your driven achievers
Right.
and your action-oriented activators.
Yes.
What other types of themes are there?
Well, think about someone with adaptability.
Okay.
They're the ones who thrive in those dynamic environments,
Yeah.
able to adjust on the fly, navigate unexpected challenges with a sense of ease.
Right.
Today's fast-paced world, that kind of flexibility is a major asset.
Absolutely. Like, being able to roll with the punches,
Yeah.
adapt to change, is essential in pretty much every aspect of life. It sounds like this book doesn't just, like, categorize people, but really highlights the value that each person brings to the table.
Exactly.
Like love.
And each theme has its own unique flavor, right?
Yeah.
So take analytical, for example.
Okay.
They're drawn to data, patterns, logical thinking, always seeking evidence and proof before forming conclusions.
So they're like the ones who ground us in reality, make sure we're not just like following our emotions or jumping to conclusions.
Right.
That kind of critical thinking is so essential, especially now when we're just like bombarded with information all the time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you have talents like communication, where someone excels at expressing ideas,
Right.
bringing them to life through stories, metaphors, vivid language. They can captivate an audience and make even like complex topics really engaging and easy to understand.
Oh, that's a gift. And it makes me think about how all of these talents work together.
Yes.
Like you could have someone with ideation who's like always bursting with these innovative ideas,
Yes.
and then someone with communication who can take those ideas and present them in a way that inspires action.
Absolutely.
It's like the perfect partnership.
It is. It's a beautiful thing.
And the beauty of this book is that it helps you see those connections.
Yes.
How different talents can complement and amplify each other.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm starting to see how understanding these themes can be such a game changer, both like personally and professionally. It's not just about knowing your own strengths, it's about recognizing the strengths of others, building teams where everyone can thrive. But we're only scratching the surface here.
Yeah.
There are so many more themes to explore.
Yeah, there are.
Can you give us a glimpse into a few more and how they might play out in real life?
So let's dive into focus. These individuals possess an incredible ability to hone in on a goal, filter out distractions, maintain a clear sense of direction. They're like laser beams, just cutting through the noise and staying fixed on what matters most.
That's like a superpower in today's world.
It is.
With constant distractions, I can see how that talent would be so essential for entrepreneurs, artists, anyone who's trying to bring a vision to life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then there's futuristic, those who can see possibilities that others might miss. They envision the future, paint a compelling picture of what could be, and inspire others to reach for it.
So they're like the visionaries, the ones who can see beyond the present and kind of chart a course for something extraordinary.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm starting to see how all of these talents can be applied in so many different ways, shaping our careers, our relationships, and even our impact on the world.
Absolutely. Each of these 34 talents offers a unique perspective and a unique way of contributing. But before we get lost in the details of each theme, it's important to kind of step back and consider how these talents might be showing up in your own life.
That's a great point. Take a moment. Think about which of these themes resonate with you.
Yeah.
What patterns do you see in your own thinking, feeling, and behaving? Do you gravitate towards action, analysis, maybe connecting with others?
And remember, this isn't about labeling yourself. It's about understanding your natural inclinations and how you can leverage those talents to create a life that feels authentic and fulfilling.
I love that. It's about embracing who you are, celebrating your unique strengths,
Absolutely.
and using them to make a positive impact on the world.
Precisely.
And as we continue our deep dive, we'll explore how these themes can be developed into strengths, ultimately helping you unlock your full potential.
Exactly.
This is already making me think differently about myself and the people around me.
Yeah.
I'm eager to uncover even more of these fascinating talents and see how they can be applied in real-world situations.
Well, then let's dive back in. Okay. There's a whole world of insights waiting to be explored, and we've only just begun to scratch the surface.
Okay, I'm ready to uncover the rest of these talents and see what StrengthsFinder 2.0 has in store. Bring on the insights. Welcome back to the deep dive.
We're back.
Uncovering more of those 34 talent themes from StrengthsFinder 2.0, it's like having this new lens to understand ourselves and the people around us. I'm already noticing those strengths shining through in ways that I just hadn't picked up on before.
It's amazing how shifting your perspective can reveal so much.
Right? Oh, yeah, for sure.
And remember, each of these themes brings value to the table,
Yeah.
even if they're different from our own.
Okay, what other talents are waiting to be discovered?
So let's talk about harmony.
Okay.
These folks are the peacemakers, always seeking consensus, trying to smooth over conflict.
Right.
They create environments where everyone feels heard and valued.
That sounds like someone who would be invaluable on any team. They'd be the glue that holds everything together.
Yeah.
Keeps things running smoothly.
Yeah, keeps things harmonious.
Okay, so we've got harmony. Now let's shift gears to ideation.
Yes, these are the big idea people.
Okay.
Constantly making connections between seemingly unrelated things. They thrive on novelty and are always looking for those creative solutions.
The outside-the-box thinkers.
Yeah.
They're the ones who challenge the status quo.
Yep.
Spark innovation. I bet they'd be amazing in fields like design, marketing, entrepreneurship,
You got it.
anywhere that needs a fresh perspective.
Exactly.
All right, so you've got harmony, ideation. How about includer?
Includer. This talent makes someone naturally welcoming and accepting. They're highly aware of those who might be feeling left out.
Yeah.
and go the extra mile to make sure everyone feels included.
That's such a crucial talent, especially in today's diverse world.
Absolutely.
It's about fostering that sense of belonging, valuing everyone's contribution.
Mm.
Okay, so you got includer. Now what about individualization?
Individualization. This talent allows someone to see the unique qualities in each person.
Okay.
They recognize strengths. They tailor their approach based on who they're interacting with.
So they're the ones who can connect with anyone on a personal level?
Yes.
They're not using a cookie cutter approach, but they're adapting to each individual to bring out their best.
Exactly.
Okay, individualization. Next up, we've got input.
Input. These folks are information sponges.
Oh, yeah.
They're constantly gathering facts, stories, and knowledge. They're naturally curious and always eager to learn something new.
Okay, that one definitely resonates with me. My bookshelf's overflowing. I'm always signing up for new courses. There's just so much out there to learn.
That's awesome.
Is that input in action?
Sounds like it.
All right, how about intellection?
Oh, intellection. This talent describes those who enjoy deep thinking, thoughtful reflection, drawn to complex topics, and love exploring different perspectives.
So they're the philosophers among us.
Yes.
Always pondering the big questions and searching for a deeper understanding of the world.
You got it.
It makes me wonder, do these talents ever clash?
That's a great question.
Would a highly analytical person struggle to connect with someone who's maybe more focused on feelings and intuition?
It's something the book touches on, the importance of understanding and appreciating the value of all the talents.
Right.
Even those that might seem different from our own.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that diversity of thought and perspective can lead to incredible things.
That makes sense. It's about embracing those differences and figuring out how to leverage them effectively.
Absolutely.
Okay, and remember, these themes are just starting points.
Right.
The real magic happens when you take those insights and start applying them to your life.
That's the point.
So it's not just about self-discovery. It's about taking action and using those talents to create something amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
We've still got a few more themes to uncover, right?
You do.
Yeah. Okay, bring it on.
Let's talk about learner.
All right.
This talent is all about the joy of acquiring new skills and knowledge. People with this talent are constantly growing and developing, always up for a new challenge.
So important in today's rapidly changing world.
Absolutely.
Continuous learning is no longer optional.
Right.
It's essential
It is.
for staying relevant and adapting to new challenges.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, so learner. How about maximizer?
Maximizer. This talent is all about taking something good and making it even better. These individuals focus on strengths and they strive to elevate them to a level of excellence.
So they're the ones who push boundaries and never settle for good enough.
Yeah, they're always striving for greatness in themselves and others.
Yeah, I'm starting to see how all of these talents can be applied in so many different ways, from our careers to our personal lives and even our impact on the world. Exactly. Each of these talents has the potential to shape who we are and how we interact with the world.
We've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like I've gained this whole new language for understanding human strengths.
That's the beauty of this deep dive.
Yeah.
It's about opening your eyes to the incredible diversity of talents that exist within each of us. Recognizing that unique value everyone brings to the table.
And remember that Mark Twain quote about the man who would have been the greatest general if only he'd been a general.
Right.
Don't let that be you.
No.
Explore your talents, invest in them, and unleash your full potential on the world.
And remember, Clifton StrengthsFinder 2.0 isn't just about self-discovery.
Right.
It's about application.
Yeah.
Take those insights, create an action plan, and start building those talents into strengths that you can use to live a more fulfilling, productive, and meaningful life.
What talent do you suspect is your greatest general waiting to be unleashed?
That's something to ponder.
It is. That's something to ponder as we wrap up this deep dive.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.